Hi, my name is Jamie Stone. Thank you for viewing Find Your Approach Golf. Today I want to talk about feel killers. And what I mean by that, practice don't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. So, are we actually destroying our feels while we're practicing? Or are we developing our feels while we practice? Because if we're not developing our feels, and our feels are not where they're supposed to be, we have nothing to relate to or envision or feel on the course to make good swings. And this goes for putting, chipping, full swing, short swing, whatever. But the two things that kill it are tension is number one, and you trying to swing as hard as you can swing and overswinging is the second. Now, the best thing to do to cure these on the range, if you do have tendencies of doing these, which I fall into both those categories myself, because it's human nature to want to do those. It's human nature to want to swing harder, hit the ball further, and get a little tense without knowing it's self-conscious. So the first thing we have to do when we start a practice session is make sure we identify our tension. We know where it's at before we even start, because self-consciously we don't know where it's at. I like to grip the club as hard as I can grip it and then release. When I release, now I kind of got a scale of where it was and where it needs to be. Now, number two, we have to, every practice we do, we have to put ourselves in a learning environment. And what I mean by that is you may go get a lesson from a golf instructor. He tells you things you need to work on. Then you go back on your free time and you go to practice those things. Well, while he was working with you, you were doing them, they felt awkward, but you were doing them and they were showing improvement. But now that you've got by yourself, you start to do them and you're only willing to go so far awkward. And what I mean by that is, we have a comfort level in our swing, meaning if I take the club and swing it here and through, that's my comfort zone, okay? That's where I'm comfortable. Whether or not if I'm manipulating the club or whatever, wrong or right, that's where I'm comfortable. So, if I don't ever put myself in a learning atmosphere, a learning environment, I will never astray far from it. Meaning, I may go to here, but I still hadn't done what I was supposed to be doing when I got the lesson and we came up with something to get better. What I'm saying is, don't get a golf lesson and think the golf instructor is he's the miracle, or he's the one waving the magic wand, because what the job is when you're helping somebody or coaching somebody is to give them a plan and give them feels while they're with you to hopefully practice that when they're by themselves. So, don't be scared to get outside your comfort zone, because that's the only way we ever improve is by getting in a learning environment and going outside the comfort zone to develop new feels that help us with consistency and lowering our scores. So, if I'm here, and remember, this is my comfort zone, well, I'm bringing the club way inside, okay? This may feel way outside to you, where it's still a little bit inside, but compared to this, it is way outside. But where it needs to be, it's there. So, if it feels very similar to what you were doing and you're trying to make a change, you're probably not changing a whole lot. Make sure you put yourself in a learning environment. Make sure you're willing to be uncomfortable while you learn it. And make sure you stick to the plan that you develop. And until next time, play better golf.